and welcome to the Divorce Women's Guide podcast, where we talk about the things us divorcees are thinking, but not always talking about, as we turn our divorce into the best gift we've ever been given. And I do so with a little bit of sass and a whole lot of class. I am your host, Wendy Sterling, founder of the Divorce Rehab. I am here to support you in this transition phase of your life so you can start your new best chapter on your own terms. After all, that's what I did after my own divorce. And now it is my mission to change the conversation around divorce and help you see why your divorce, like mine, was the best gift you ever received. Hello, and welcome to today's episode. If you've been wondering how to let go of fear because you're struggling to gain control of your life, your emotions, and your mind, you're going to want to stay tuned because today we're going to talk about what letting go of fear and embracing love can do for your life moving forward. And part of the inspiration for my topic this week is my absolute dearest of dear crush, Gabby Bernstein, and her book, Super Attractor. And when we reconnect with our power of choice, with our power of perception to start creating the life that we want, amazing things open up for us and we start embracing the lens of love. But yet at the same time, it's so easy for us to disconnect from our power of choice. And that's actually just called being a human being. Especially now, there are so many fear-based stories in the news, and we also hear it all across social media, from our friends, from our family, and it is so easy for us to get sucked in. And as a result, we forget who we are, what we think, what it is that we're here on this earth to do. And instead, we give into and choose to believe the negative around us, which infiltrates the negative within ourselves. And when judgment creeps in and negativity takes over, our lens that we start seeing and hearing things is through a lens of lack thereof. So what ends up happening? Well, what you put out, you get back. So we definitely need to start becoming more aware of our thoughts, our actions, and step into knowing that you have the power to change them. Every thought you have is charged with some sort of energy behind it. Think about it. What is the last thought you had? And what energy did you physically feel as a result of it? Did you feel in flow? Did you feel resistant? Did you feel uncomfortable, scared shitless, craving control, but not having it? And let me guess, those thoughts are on repeat. Know what I mean? Think about what some of yours are. One of my own personal favorite autopilot thoughts is, am I really good enough? Do you resonate with that? And then what ends up happening is I start believing it, which then manifests across my life. And these thoughts wind up becoming my own experience and the reality of my life. And we tend to focus on controlling outcomes or circumstances, which breeds fear, resentment, frustration, and sadness. And by doing this, you wind up becoming so focused and obsessed with the outcome or the results that you allow stress and fear to drive every single action you take. And then you become miserable, you become irritable, on edge, and just plain no fun to be around. And oh man, if any obstacle gets in your way, watch out. So, what if the obstacle was just a detour in the right direction? Is that something that you're willing to think about? What way do you choose to think? Is the way you think not allowing you to enjoy life? Do the people in your life enjoy being around you? I mean, do you even like being around you? There's a great quote from John Lennon that I want to share with you guys. There are two basic motivating forces: fear and love. When we're afraid, we pull back from life. But when we are in love, we open to all that life has to offer with passion, excitement, and acceptance. We need to learn to love ourselves first in all our glory and all our imperfections. If we cannot love ourselves, we cannot fully open to our ability to love others or our potential to create. Evolution and all hopes for a better world rest in the fearlessness and open hearted vision of people who embrace life. Whenever love is not present within your heart, you will feel disconnected from the world around you, and you will feel as though something is missing from your life. And that something, that missing piece, will be you. Your awareness about who you are and what you're really capable of being, doing, and having. What is missing is love. So I'm sure you're wondering, how do you let go of fear in the past so that you can return to love? How do you go from living in fear to living in love? From feeling lost to being found? From feeling scared, drained, exhausted, and unhappy to feeling happy, alive, refreshed, and rejuvenated? You return to love by first setting an intention to do so, by making a promise to yourself to spend the rest of your life fully loving, nurturing, and honoring who you are. You return to love by unlearning all that you have learned about yourself, about life, and about love, and by living life from a place of infinite choice and possibility, from the present moment, no longer from a place of fear and limitations, which is the past. You return to love by making peace with your darkness, the shadows, the fears, all of your insecurities, and by filling your heart with love and light and trust in yourself and in love and in life itself. You return to love by accepting and embracing yourself just as you are in this moment, by pouring unconditional love into yourself, into all that you do and all that you are, because you are enough. You return to love by taking the time to get to know yourself, to give yourself self-care and love yourself unconditionally. To return to love by nurturing kind and loving thoughts about yourself, about the world around you. You return to love by surrendering to what is, by trusting the universe that everything that is happening in life is exactly as it should be. And that maybe we all have some really valuable lessons to learn from this experience and all the people that are coming our way. We get to express our love, our gratitude, and appreciation for everything that comes our way, every thought, every person, every interaction, and by seeking to use them all to become a better person. We can always forgive our fear and choose again, redirecting our power towards what we want by seeing light in dark corners. And that is when you are able to reconnect with love, with the universe, with the positive energy. And it puts you back in alignment. And that is the energy that you want to attract. Surrender when the power of the universe kicks in, because when you surrender, you trust in you and love takes over. And the more you practice and trust the guidance from the universe, the more it's going to show up in your life. And the ability for you to move on after your divorce or after you even file or make the decision that you want a divorce, it entails letting go of the past with all of its emotional baggage and negative emotions. And if you can accomplish this feat, then the heavy burdens that you've been carrying will lighten and lift. And you will suddenly experience what freedom feels like. And you will be able to move towards whatever goal it is that you establish for yourself. And the freedom is the reward of letting go. Because without freedom from the past, there is no present to experience and no future to look forward to. Without freedom from the past, you are going to stay stuck in all your ick and render yourself paralyzed. To move through this life transition of divorce means ending your limiting beliefs, ending your thoughts, breaking from your past. And in order to have a beginning, there must always be an end. When one door closes, another door opens. And in order to let go of the past, we must accept our new reality, because our life as it exists now is that we are divorced. It is part of coming to terms with the loss. And when we refuse to accept that loss, it keeps us tied to all the fears around the loss. And to live in fear is to live under a black cloud that once again keeps us stuck in the past. You guys, loss is part of life. It happens, and there's no way around it. We must face loss and come to terms with it. And you don't have to do it by yourself. Because the price you pay of holding on to the past when it no longer serves you, the costs that you're paying for those negative emotions, for your health, for your peace of mind, for your happiness, for your optimism, is really, really high. And it is you that pays the price, not your ex. So ask yourself, how would it feel if you were to be free of even just one of those negative thoughts? Maybe two. Would you feel the world containing new possibility and opportunities for you? Would it make you feel just a little bit lighter? Would your heart stop aching just a little bit? Could you see the light at the end of the tunnel that meant happiness and renewed energy and freedom? In order for us to start letting go of the past, we really need to take note of the costs of holding on to it. And when we actually write it down, you start really understanding and seeing what the costs are. And then after you make that list, make another one. What would life look like with freedom from the pain of your past? Dream. What's your vision? And then I invite you, look at both lists. How do you want to move forward with your life? What is it that you have to let go of in order to gain your freedom? Perhaps it's blame, perhaps it's resentment, bitterness, anger, denial. You get the idea. And as you look at each thing that you need to let go of, think about the cost involved in holding on to it. So, for example, if you are still holding on to blame, guess what? That makes you a victim. Because what it is that you're saying is that your life is what it is because of somebody else. And therefore, you're giving that other person control over you. To give up blame and victimhood, you need to take ownership and responsibility for yourself, your life, and your feelings. So choose to take back your life. Choose love. We each have the free will to choose for ourselves. Choosing love and life over being imprisoned to the past is a choice that will empower you. It will free you. It will allow you to move forward. Start forgetting about your ex because they don't have anything to do with your future or your choices unless you let them. This is about you. You get to choose your life. You get to choose to take your life back. Freedom from the past, freedom from being a victim, from all the emotional baggage of your divorce will give you the gift of peace of mind. And when you realize the incredible gifts associated with freedom, it's a no-brainer. You can take control of your life. It is about you. And truth bomb, guys, midlife divorce recovery, it is a struggle and it is not easy. And it will probably be one of the most difficult things you face in your lifetime. But I promise you this, when you emerge, you will be stronger, you will be more beautiful, you will be more full of joy on the other side, and you will understand when I say that your new life will be your best yet. And you can just start to say, I'm grateful for the experience because it's taught me what I don't want. I'm grateful for this experience because it's guiding me to go bigger in my life because I've been playing small. I'm grateful for the experience because it taught me to have expectations that are higher for what I deserve and what I desire. So start moving into an energy of gratitude for what you have learned rather than staying in a place of fear, anger, and resentment around what you've lost. And that will really reorganize your energy and help you find closure and move forward to move into a place of love and letting go of fear. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Divorced Woman's Guide podcast. If you like what you hear, please share this episode with someone you know or spread the word on social media. This is how I reach more divorcees around the world and provide them with the support they need to create their next best life. And I would also love to continue the conversation with you. So please friend me on Facebook, join my private Facebook group, The Divorce Rehab, and follow me on Instagram at Divorce Rehab with Wendy. I'll see you next time.